Welcome back to the channel. Today I have been waiting a very long time to get a laser engraver or laser cutter, and what I have today is the Creality Falcon 2. So the reason I got one of these was because I want to expedite the process. 3D printing is a very slow process, and when you're reverse engineering and you're trying to figure out if bolt holes are going to line up from something you 3D scanned or you've measured with calipers, it's a lot faster to laser cut it than it is to 3D print it and then test fit it, and then it doesn't work, and then you have to go change it, 3D print it again. So a laser engraver is also gonna come in handy on the channel because, as you guys know, I design and reverse engineer a lot of parts for a lot of builds that I do on this channel. And the whole reverse engineering side of 3D printing, laser cutting, laser engraving, and the list goes on and on, 3D scanning. It just helps out tremendously with building the projects on the channel. So what comes in the box? I actually already opened it. I thought I was opening it the correct way, but I opened it upside down, so it looks kind of like a disaster, but it comes very well packaged and everything is in here. We have the head, we have all the power connectors, everything that we're gonna need to kind of test it out. And this is some balsa wood is what it looks like. And here is what we have is the frame. And this is gonna be everything that works back and forth so it can cut. Also got the extension kit. So this will make the cutter portion or engraving portion a lot larger. So, and there's also an enclosure. What I'm gonna try to do is put this downstairs next to my 3D printer, but if it has some weird smells, I'm probably gonna end up putting a table in the garage and then just leaving it in the garage, or maybe even taking it over to the shop. But the problem with doing that is my computer that I design on is at home, and I don't wanna take it to the shop. So I wanna kind of keep everything design-wise at home and kind of separated from the shop. Build plate or cutting plate. And I noticed this right here, and I'm just kind of afraid to have that. My 3D printer's on the, well, it's on a piece of glass, but there's carpet around it. I'm kind of afraid to have this going on the carpet or around the carpet. So I now have everything assembled, and it went together really easily. I mean, this thing mostly comes assembled. All you have to do is connect this cable going from the laser into this module, and then the hose going from that module, or underneath, yeah, it's going through that module into the laser, and then you have to connect the hose to the air pump. Very simple. You set it on the build plate, you plug it into power, and there's a little key. This is almost like an actual industrial CNC machine. It has a stop button, it has a key so you can lock it out. These seem pretty rugged. I mean, it doesn't, there's not an LCD screen, there isn't a touch screen, there's not much that really could go wrong with this thing. The one thing we're gonna have to see how hard it is to actually get something to laser engrave or get cut on this machine, because there isn't an LCD screen, so you really don't know what file you're pulling up. The last thing I'm going to install is an enclosure, because lasers are very dangerous for your eyes. These lasers could actually make you go blind. The kit does come with goggles in the kit, but it's a lot easier to have an enclosure so you don't have to worry about wearing the goggles all the time when you're around it when it's running. So let's get this installed. It does have some windows so you can see what's going on. They're orange instead of green. And they have little zippers. Look at this. Not bad. And it's kind of like a fabric. And it has kind of a heat shield. I think this is going to work great. Oh, I didn't think this was going to fit around it. I don't know why. And this is almost like a pizza oven bag. It keeps all of that bad UV in and probably most of the heat, but then you have the zipper right here to pull out whatever you're working on, and then zip that back up. It has this on one side for all the stuff coming from the air pump, and then on the other side it has the same thing, plus you have little storage things right here for tools, and then back here you have your little vent fan duct opening if you want to put that in, and then the same thing on this other side. And it probably would go down a little bit further, but it's just so tight. I was tired of smashing my fingers on these. Or you can use Lightburn. I don't know all the settings that go into it, but if you go to your USB drive that came with the laser engraver and cutter, it actually has software. You go to Lightburn, or whichever one you're going to use, the laser GRBL or whatever it is. You go to English and Lightburn, and it will load everything that you need. And when you first start up the program, it asks you, and you just import it. So this is what it will look like after you import it. It has your build plate. You could adjust this size as well, but I'm going to import a object then. Yeah, so we're going to import this. Okay. The next thing you want to do is change this to this right here, and then hit OK. What I'm going to do, since I'm using this offline because the laser engraver is up in the garage because I was afraid of it lighting the carpet on fire, I'm going to go to Save G-Code. I'm not exactly sure all the settings. I pretty much just duplicated what they showed in the video. There is a video on the USB thumb drive. There's also some tutorials on this software. I'm probably gonna actually go through these, and they have online video tutorials. They'll probably help out a lot. But we'll go to Save G-Code. You have cut selected, graphics enabled, but have not selected anything. So Save G-Code. Okay, there we go. So you have to select it. That's kind of interesting. We're gonna go here. You need to type in G-code, which is kind of interesting. It doesn't automatically do it. So we'll just do what they did. Actually, I'll just put Hellcat and then .G-code. Now we're going to go save, and I'm going to see if that actually works. You have this little gauge for the thickness of whatever material you're cutting. You just stick it right under there. You loosen these little clasps, and then you just tighten it down, and then you should be good to go. Stick this flash drive right here, power on, and undo the stop. Uh-oh. I think this Oh man, I think I did it a little bit too big. Adjusted the size a little bit. Let's try this again. This light right here should go green. So now it's ready. It has loaded the file from the flash drive. And you want to hit frame. And that's going to give you a preview. Oh, that's too low. And if you don't like where it's at, I could go up. Okay, we're gonna go up more. It almost would be nice with an LCD display. Alright, I'm going to say that's probably pretty close. Hit this, and it should go. All right, it worked. Look at that. Oh, it is. Oh, I didn't think it was going to be that engraved. Look at that. There we go. The logo for the charger. That's very detailed. Man, it works really good. I'm going to use this thing. I'm going to try to use this thing for a bunch of different stuff. If I can make the emblems, like this is the perfect size emblem, like for the charger. And that's exactly, everybody's been wondering where the emblem's at. I need to get these things made for the car. But yeah, I'm super excited about this laser engraver slash cutter. I'm going to be using it hopefully for a bunch of different stuff. I really like the stop button. Just turn it off like that. You also have the lockout. But yeah, look at that. So hot off the press, off the laser engraver, we have the Hellcat Magnum badge. I was not 100% sold on having one of these on the grill because I wanted the car to be kind of a sleeper because a lot of people aren't going to know what it is. I still don't think they're going to know what it is, but I want to definitely make this badge at least for the grill. And that means I need to swap grills because the Hellcat grill actually has a little pedestal for that emblem to bolt to. I'm not 100% sold yet on having the fender badges, but if I put the one in the grill, I might end up putting the ones on the fender. Most likely gonna have to CNC those emblems because I couldn't find any companies that would make emblems when I was looking at SEMA, but I'm really happy that I was able to get this Creality Falcon 2 because this is gonna be essential to projects to come. The Keller I'm probably gonna use it on. I'm most likely gonna just continue to use it because it's gonna come in handy, especially for stuff like this. This is just kind of a test piece to see how it works. A lot of different settings I'm gonna have to go through and kind of just trial and error to see how they react and what they do and what's gonna cut and what laser engraves better. I try to do this on metal. Obviously the settings weren't right. I guess they're for wood, but I'm gonna figure all that out. I can't wait to use this thing more. It's gonna be a tremendous help with the projects. This is the first time you've heard of Creality. I have one of the 3D printers. I also have a 3D scanner, and this is just another tool in that arsenal of stuff that I use when I'm working on projects. There will be a link in the description. Go check them out. If you are really interested in laser engraving, I would really recommend one of these because I haven't used it much, but I can already tell it's gonna be a big help with the projects and everything. And even if you're not doing automotive stuff, this is gonna be a big help, even with hobbies and crafts, and even if you're doing model trains or something like that. But I'm gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.